My child, I am not far from you. I am not distant, hidden, or unreachable. I am dwelling within you, closer than your breath, closer than your thoughts. I am the one who guides you. When you feel lost, comforts you when no one sees your tears, whispers peace when your heart is trembling, and strengthens you when your soul is weary. I desire to lead your every step, but for you to hear me, you must learn to recognize my voice. These words form the foundation of what it truly means to be sensitive to the Holy Spirit. Many believers love God deeply, attend church faithfully, and sincerely desire to do the right thing. Yet they struggle because they never learned who the Holy Spirit truly is. They know the Father, they know Jesus, but the one who is with them every single moment, the Holy Spirit, often remains a mystery. And because they do not understand His role, they miss the comfort, the guidance, the wisdom, and the strength He longs to give. I placed my Spirit within you so you would never walk alone. You were never created to survive by human strength. You were created to flourish by my Spirit. The truth is, life is full of decisions, pressures, distractions, and spiritual battles that human wisdom alone cannot overcome. You may try to figure out life with logic, emotion, or willpower, but none of these can replace the leadership of the Spirit. And many people today are the same. They love God, yet they carry burdens. God never asked them to carry because they have not learned to lean on His Spirit. But God is speaking today. If you would listen for my voice, if you would quiet your heart enough to sense my whisper, I would guide you. I would warn you. I would protect you. I would teach you. I would strengthen you. I would lead you away from danger and toward my perfect will. The Holy Spirit is not a distant force. He is not an idea or a theological concept. He is a person, the third person of the Trinity, equal with the Father and the Son, fully, God fully alive, living inside of you with purpose and intention. He is your comforter, bringing peace when your emotions shake. He is your counselor, giving direction when you feel confused. He is your helper, stepping in when your own strength fails. He is your intercessor, praying for you when you do not know what to pray. He is your strengthener, empowering you when you feel weak or overwhelmed. He is your standby, always ready to step in the moment you ask for His help. And my Spirit is not silent. He is not passive. He is not ignoring you. He is continually leading, guiding, nudging, and whispering to your heart. But you must learn to notice Him. Being sensitive to the Holy Spirit does not mean hearing an audible voice or waiting for dramatic signs. It means your heart becomes aware when something feels wrong, aware when a thought is not from God, aware when peace leaves, aware when God is nudging you to stop, wait, move, pray, forgive, or change direction. Sensitivity begins with awareness. Awareness grows into relationship, and relationship leads to transformation. If you learn to hear me, you will walk in victory. You will avoid traps. You will overcome temptation. You will rise above fear. You will experience peace the world cannot give and joy circumstances cannot steal. Many people are living exhausted because they are guided by emotions instead of the Spirit. Others feel lost because they rely on human logic instead of divine wisdom. And many remain stuck because they ignore the gentle warnings of the Spirit within them. But today, God is calling His children higher. Be aware of my Spirit. Pay attention. Learn the sound of my voice. I live in you not to be silent, but to lead you into freedom. This is the beginning of a transformed life. A life guided not by fear, confusion, frustration, or human effort, but by the gentle, powerful, life-giving voice of the Holy Spirit. I did not create you to walk through life relying only on your mind, emotions, or personal strength. You cannot fight spiritual battles with human reasoning alone. You cannot defeat the enemy by willpower alone. You cannot discern deception through logic alone. You cannot carry heavy burdens by emotions alone. I created you to live by my Spirit, not by natural ability. Without my guidance, you will fight battles you cannot win. You will carry burdens that exceed your strength. You will face decisions you cannot manage on your own. That is why sensitivity to my spirit is not optional, but vital. Many love me, sincerely read scripture, and attend church faithfully, yet they still stumble, repeat old mistakes, and lose their peace. Not because they do not love me, but because they live spiritually with natural tools. Some have heard about me for years, but were never taught how to live with my spirit. This is true for many of my people today. They love me genuinely, but do not know the one living within them. My spirit is not distant, silent, or indifferent. He is the counselor, the helper, the advocate, the comforter, and the guide within you. But if you do not recognize his voice, you will keep going in circles. You will repeat cycles I never intended for you. What you do not understand, you cannot follow. If you do not understand the role of my spirit, you cannot rely on his guidance. And without guidance, life becomes far heavier than I designed it to be. Many are exhausted not because they are weak, but because they try to live alone. I never called you to walk this journey by yourself. I gave you my spirit so you would have supernatural wisdom. He gives you strength when your understanding runs out. He brings clarity when everything around you becomes confusing. He warns you when choices carry hidden danger. He reminds you when something looks right but is actually wrong. He gives peace when your knowledge reaches its limit. Yet many ignore his promptings, thinking they are just their own thoughts. My spirit is always speaking, always urging, always guiding. He whispers, "Stop," when you're about to step into danger. He whispers, "Move forward when the door I opened is ready." He whispers, "Wait when the timing is not yet right." He whispers, "Forgive," when bitterness wants to take root. He whispers, "Leave," when the enemy is setting a trap. He whispers, "Be still," when anxiety begins to rise. You cannot win battles I have not led you into. You cannot defeat the enemy if you do not recognize his lies. You cannot walk in victory if my spirit does not guide you. The enemy often attacks when you are tired, confused, or spiritually drained. That is when wrong decisions are easily made. That is when anger erupts. That is when relationships fracture. That is when anxiety grows. That is when discouragement takes over. And that is when lies begin to sound like truth. Sensitivity to my spirit protects your mind. His conviction warns you before danger comes. His peace confirms what is right. His unrest signals what is wrong. His guidance pulls you away from traps your eyes cannot see. Without him, you walk in confusion and regrets. But with him, you walk in wisdom. I sent my spirit because the enemy works through thoughts, emotions, fear, and confusion. If you do not know my voice, you will be vulnerable. But if you know my voice, you will walk in security. Many confuse my spirit's conviction with guilt. Many confuse caution with fear. Many confuse my guidance with personal emotion. But sensitivity brings clarity and softens your heart to discern rightly. My spirit is gentle and does not force you. He leads, prompts, and whispers. But if you continually ignore his voice, your heart will grow dull. Many remain trapped in old habits I wanted to free them from. Many stay bound in wrong relationships I wanted to remove. Many remain anxious because they never surrendered decisions to me. Today, I call you to live differently. Let me guide you. Do not rely on your own understanding. Do not let emotions rule you. Do not try to fix everything by your own strength. When my spirit leads, clarity comes. Peace comes. Wisdom comes. Strength comes. Direction comes. If you follow my spirit, you will avoid unnecessary battles. You will recognize lies before they deceive you. You will see traps before they capture you. You will walk on paths I have prepared. Victory does not come from effort. Victory comes from obedience. My spirit is not a distant helper. He is my very breath living within you. He was given to guide, protect, empower, and strengthen you. Sensitivity to him is the boundary between confusion and clarity, between fear and peace, between struggle and victory. I have placed within you a power greater than everything that stands against you. What opposes you may appear large, frightening, and overwhelming, but nothing is stronger than my spirit living within you. The enemy may attack your mind, emotions, and confidence, but he cannot overpower my spirit within you. My spirit in you is not weak, silent, or passive. He is the spirit who raised my son from the dead, and he lives in you with purpose, authority, and power. This is a truth many believers have never fully grasped. They know that I am powerful and that my son is victorious, yet they forget that the same spirit lives within them now. They imagine the spirit as distant or mysterious, but I tell you that he is not far from you. My spirit lives in you, guiding you and empowering you. He reveals Christ within you through supernatural strength. Many believers understand the Trinity, but do not live by my spirit daily. They know the Father as Creator and the Son as Redeemer, but they forget that the Spirit is the one who empowers them each day. He teaches, guides, convicts, comforts, and strengthens you. He is not merely a part of me. He is fully God living within you. The third person of the Trinity is not lesser or weaker. He reveals my unity and divine order. I am one God, Father, Son, and Spirit. My spirit is my very breath within you. When you understand this, something changes within you. You no longer live as one who is weak or defeated. You no longer react like someone already overcome. You no longer believe the lie that you are alone. You awaken each day knowing that I live within you. My spirit knows all things and guides your life. When you understand my spirit within you, fear loses its power. Confusion loses its voice. Anxiety loses its authority. Temptation loses its strength, because you are no longer fighting in the flesh. You are fighting by the Spirit. Before my Son left the world, he taught this truth to his disciples. He said it was to your advantage that he go away. If he did not go, the Helper would not come. At first, the disciples could not understand this. They believed nothing could be better than his physical presence. But his body had limitations. He could only be in one place at one time. My spirit is not limited by time or place. He lives in every believer at every moment. He gives each of my children direct guidance and divine power. You do not need to wait for help from heaven far away. My spirit already lives within you. You carry my presence wherever you go. You are the temple of the living God. This truth destroys every lie of the enemy. When the enemy says you are weak, my spirit says you are strong in me. When he says you are alone, my spirit reminds you that I live within you. When he says you will fail, I say, my power is made perfect in your weakness. The power of my spirit is not theory. It is practical and real. He helps you make wise decisions when emotions try to lead you astray. He strengthens you when discouragement tries to break you. He empowers you to resist temptation when the flesh wants to surrender. He gives peace that rises above circumstances. He gives joy not dependent on emotions. He gives wisdom beyond your natural understanding. My spirit within you is your inner compass. He is your inner strength and divine clarity. Without him, life becomes confusing. With him, everything begins to align. Many believers feel powerless because they wait for me to act. But I am waiting for them to recognize what I placed within them. My spirit within you is not asleep or inactive. He works through sensitivity and awareness. He does not shout over the noise in your mind. He speaks in a gentle voice. That is why the enemy tries to fill your mind with noise and pressure. If he clouds your awareness, he can distract you. If he overwhelms your thoughts, he can pull you away from guidance. If he overloads your emotions, you will not hear my voice. But I say to you, be still and listen to me. Slow down so you can sense my gentle promptings. Quiet yourself so you can recognize my leading. My spirit whispers because he is near, not because he is weak. When you sense a gentle prompting within your heart, when you feel a quiet warning, when peace leaves as you approach a wrong choice, when peace confirms a right one, that is my spirit guiding you. I am speaking to you in every moment. My spirit is never silent. He leads you by peace, truth, conviction, and wisdom. Many struggle because they confuse emotions with my spirit. Emotions change with circumstances, but my spirit remains steady. Emotions react, but my spirit guides. Emotions fluctuate, but my spirit stands firm. My spirit leads you by truth, not impulse. He guides you by peace, not pressure. He gives power through wisdom, not stress. My spirit also gives you power to overcome spiritual battles. The enemy attacks the mind because he fears your awareness. When you know my spirit within you is greater than any attack, you stop panicking. You stand firm. You declare truth. You fight from victory, not for victory. My spirit within you exposes the enemy's traps. He gives you authority you could never create yourself. When my son faced the enemy, he was full of the Spirit. He was led by the Spirit and stood in truth. If my son needed the Spirit to overcome, how much more do you? My Spirit makes you a threat to the kingdom of darkness. He gives you discernment to recognize deception. He gives you confidence to destroy fear. He gives you authority to silence the enemy. He gives you courage greater than threats. He gives you faith stronger than doubt. You are stronger than you think, because my spirit within you is stronger than everything against you. That is why the enemy wants you tired and distracted. But when you walk by my spirit, you walk in power. When you rely on him, you walk in clarity. When you obey him, you walk in victory. The power within you does not belong to you. It belongs to me, and my power never fails. My voice is not far from you. My guidance is not hidden, and my leading is not rare. I am speaking to you more than you realize, but your heart must be still enough to hear me. I do not lead you by force or pressure, but by a gentle whisper filled with peace and truth. I do not use fear to control you, but peace to guide you step by step. Be still, for in that stillness I will speak directly to your heart. The leading of my spirit is one of the greatest gifts I have given you, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood gifts among my people. Many believe my guidance must come through dramatic or supernatural events. They wait for thunder, fire, or overwhelming signs. But I do not lead you through noise, I lead you through inner awareness. I do not lead you through chaos, but through gentle clarity. I do not lead you through fear, but through anchored trust. My spirit leads you in a deeply personal and respectful way. He does not force you, but gently guides you from within. He honors the free will I gave you when I created you. He guides through discernment, shapes your desires, and shifts your peace. He whispers truth into your thoughts and softens your conscience. He warns you spiritually before danger becomes visible. Everything he does is gentle because he is very near to you. Learn to recognize me not in the storm, but in the whisper. Just as I spoke to Elijah, I speak to you in a still, small voice. Not in strong wind, not in earthquake, not in fire, but in quietness. The leading of my spirit requires practice to recognize. It requires attention, humility, and a heart willing to listen. The more you attend to him, the clearer his guidance becomes. The more you ignore him, the harder his voice is to hear. Not because he stops speaking, but because noise covers your heart. The world is full of noise, opinions, emotions, and constant distraction. Fear, anxiety, pressure, and temptation compete for your attention. They dull your spiritual sensitivity and weigh down your heart. That is why I call you to be still before me. Quiet your worries, your fears, your chaotic thoughts, and emotional storms. Make room in your heart so my voice can be heard clearly. When your heart becomes quiet, the voice of my spirit becomes clear. You begin to sense when peace leaves even before you understand why. You recognize gentle warnings before stepping into what is wrong. You feel deep confirmation when you are walking in my will. My spirit leads you through peace, for peace is my language of guidance. When peace leaves, it is a signal to pause and listen. When peace remains, you can move forward with confidence. Many ignore inner unrest because they are rushed or emotionally driven. But my spirit never leads through pressure or panic. The enemy pushes, but my spirit reassures and brings clarity. Do not let urgency make decisions for you. Let peace lead you. Do not let fear choose your path. Let my spirit speak to you. My spirit also leads you through loving conviction. Conviction does not condemn you. It gently corrects your direction. Condemnation brings shame and hiding, but conviction leads to freedom. I correct you because I love you and want to protect you. I see the trap ahead when you cannot yet see it. When you honor conviction, you walk in protection and blessing. My spirit also leads you by reminding you of my word. He brings truth back to your mind at the moment you need it. He restores promises when fear begins to whisper. The more my word lives in you, the clearer my guidance becomes. My word gives truth, and my spirit helps you walk in that truth. My spirit also leads by renewing your desires from within. I do not only tell you what to do, I transform your heart to desire what is right. When my spirit reigns, you begin to long to please me. Those holy desires are not natural. They are the work of my spirit. My spirit also leads through gentle inner unrest. Even when everything looks reasonable, unrest can be my protection. If you listen to my spirit, I will spare you unnecessary pain. My spirit also guides through timing. My will always has perfect timing. Moving too early or too late can both cause harm. My spirit knows when doors are ready and paths are safe. Walk with me, neither running ahead nor lagging behind. My spirit gives you practical wisdom for everyday life. He guides your decisions, relationships, and motives. Wisdom protects you and keeps you aligned with me. Finally, my spirit leads you through relationship and closeness. He desires to walk with you, speak with you, and strengthen you daily. My spirit is not distant. He is your companion. Talk with him, listen to him, and invite him into your life. As you learn to recognize, his leading peace becomes familiar, wisdom becomes natural, and decisions become clear. Anxiety weakens, and victory becomes consistent. My child, be still, for I am speaking to your heart. My spirit leads you every day in truth and peace. Trust him, obey him, and walk with him. He will not lead you into danger, but into my perfect will. I never intended for you to face spiritual battles by your own strength. I did not want you to resist temptation alone or confront the enemy by limited understanding. The battles you are facing are not natural battles but spiritual ones. And only spiritual weapons can win spiritual battles. Let me fight for you. Let my spirit lead you, and let my word protect you. Many live in constant struggle because they are using the wrong tools for their battles. They fight fear with more worry and confusion with excessive thinking. They fight temptation with personal willpower and burdens with their own effort. But you cannot defeat a spiritual enemy with natural weapons. The enemy attacks through thoughts, emotions, impulsive reactions, and lies. But my spirit fights with truth, peace, discernment, and divine authority. Let me fight on your behalf in what you cannot overcome alone. The mind is the battlefield where the enemy plants thoughts of doubt and fear. If you believe those lies, they gain power over you. But my spirit exposes lies and replaces them with truth. He reminds you of my word at the right moment to counter deception. He strengthens your inner being so emotions do not control you. The enemy speaks to your mind, but I speak to you as well. My spirit speaks truth, clarity, wisdom, and peace. You must learn to discern the difference between these voices. One dangerous tactic of the enemy is attacking your identity. He whispers that you are unloved, unforgiven, and unworthy. But my spirit confirms that you are my child and belong to me. Let my spirit define your identity, not your past or failures. The enemy often attacks when you are tired, isolated, and emotionally drained. That is when lies begin to sound like truth. But when you are weak, my spirit makes you strong. My power is made perfect in your weakness. Bring your weakness, temptation, and fear to me. My Spirit will strengthen you in the very place you feel weakest. Many lose battles because they do not understand surrender. The enemy attacks the areas you have not surrendered to me. What you hold back, the enemy will use against you. But what you surrender, I will sanctify and protect. Complete surrender brings complete covering. That is why my Spirit convicts you in love. He does not shame you, but reveals doors left open to the enemy. When you respond to conviction, those doors are closed. Do not fear conviction, for it is my mercy and protection. The enemy also manipulates through emotions. He pushes you into anger, fear, and impulsive decisions. But my Spirit stabilizes your emotions with peace. He gives joy to overcome heaviness. He brings stillness when anxiety rises. Do not follow emotions, for emotions change. Follow my Spirit, for he does not change. Spiritual warfare also involves resisting temptation. Temptation is not sin, but yielding to it is. My Spirit gives you power to say no. He warns you when danger is disguised as attraction. He gives you self-control to turn away in time. The more you surrender to my Spirit, the stronger you become. Another powerful weapon is discernment from my Spirit. It is an inner knowing that reveals danger and deception. Discernment is born from truth, not fear. It protects you from unnecessary harm. The enemy also uses distraction to pull you off course. He wants you busy but ineffective. But my Spirit refocuses your heart on what matters. He brings your attention back to truth. Let my Spirit guide your focus. What you focus on will grow. Spiritual battles are won with my word. My word is the sword, and my Spirit is the power. Together, they defeat every attack of the enemy. You must also understand the spiritual authority I have given you. Do not pray in fear, but stand in authority. Authority comes from knowing who you are in me. You do not fight to gain victory. You fight from the victory I have already given. My Spirit is the greatest weapon you possess. He protects your mind, transforms your desires, and empowers obedience. He gives strategies the enemy cannot anticipate. He gives peace and joy the enemy cannot steal. Let me fight for you in every spiritual battle. Submit to my Spirit and listen to my voice. Wherever my Spirit leads, there is victory. When I fight for you, you walk in faith. Less striving and more trusting. Less fear and more victory. The battle is mine, but the victory I give to you. Stand still and see my deliverance. I did not call you to live a small life, ruled by fear or driven by failure. I call you to live at a higher level, where you see, think, and walk as I lead. But you cannot rise higher while holding tightly to what pulls you down. You cannot live by my Spirit while clinging to the level of the flesh. Full surrender is the bridge between where you stand and where I am leading you. When you surrender, you do not lose your life. You step into the life I prepared for you. My Spirit did not come only to comfort you in hard moments. He came to lift you higher in how you think, see, and live. He pulls you from survival thinking into kingdom thinking. He changes your question from, how will I survive, to, how am I glorifying God? He changes, why is this happening to me, into what am I doing in you through this? But lifting you higher cannot happen without surrender. Many ask me to lift them higher while holding on to old attitudes and habits. You cannot fly upward while gripping the ground. You cannot walk in my fullness while protecting your old self. Surrender to my Spirit is not a single emotional moment. It is a daily decision to release control and choose my way. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. The world tells you to protect yourself and follow your feelings. But I tell you to give me your will so I can give you what is best. When you give me your plans, I give you my purpose. When you give me your broken pieces, I make something beautiful. My Spirit is always working to lift how you love and respond. He lifts how you trust, endure, and forgive. He whispers that you do not have to remain trapped in old patterns. He reminds you that fear and bitterness no longer have to rule you. But lifting requires your consent. I do not drag you upward. I invite you to rise. I invite you to think higher, live higher, and walk by my spirit. When you surrender, your perspective begins to change. What once offended you easily loses its power. What once strongly tempted you begins to feel empty. Anger, jealousy, insecurity, and comparison slowly give way to peace. You no longer want to live in complaint and blame. You desire to live in trust, worship, and rest. That is what my spirit does when he lifts you higher. He pulls you out of the past and out of what others say. He breaks the limits you placed upon yourself. He brings you into the identity I spoke over your life. Full surrender means you stop bargaining with me. You no longer obey in one area and withhold another. You no longer give me a part while keeping the rest. Partial obedience never produces full freedom. I do not ask you to be perfect, but I do ask you to give me more authority. Will you allow my spirit into every room of your heart? When you surrender, you hand me the keys to what you kept locked away. Old wounds, hidden fears, and shameful memories are opened. My spirit does not enter to condemn, but to heal. He cleanses what you hid and releases what bound you. A higher life cannot exist with a divided heart. A divided heart is always pulled and never fully at rest. My spirit also lifts your vision. He shows you that your life is not random. You are being trained for purpose, not merely to survive. I do not search for the most talented or impressive. I look for the most surrendered. A surrendered vessel can carry my glory. When you surrender, pain becomes testimony. Scars become wisdom. Waiting seasons become training ground. Battles become stories of my faithfulness. My spirit pulls you out of a victim mindset. He reminds you that you are who I say you are. You are not defined by the past, but by my purpose. Surrender also changes how you respond where I plant you. Sometimes I plant you in uncomfortable and difficult places. The flesh wants to run, but my spirit tells you to remain. Remain to grow, to learn, and to be refined. If you let my spirit lead you, will not flee hard places. You will shine and mature there. A higher life is not a life without difficulty. It is a life where difficulty no longer defines you. Trials draw you closer to me instead of pushing you away. Surrender also brings a higher level of peace. When you stop trying to control everything, you find freedom. When you release your plans, you stop panicking when they change. You learn to trust me more than your own understanding. You trust my timing more than your deadlines. When you surrender, you do not lose control. You place your life into the hands of the only one wise enough to lead it. My spirit also lifts your expectations. He teaches you to dream bigger for my glory. You begin to believe I can use your life for eternal purpose. You stop asking who you are and become willing to be sent. Those who surrender begin to see what I see. They stop measuring the future by the past. They stop limiting themselves by what others say. Full surrender does not end joy. It is the beginning of true joy. It is stepping out of the narrow box of self and stepping into the wide space of my will. Each day, my spirit invites you higher, to love deeper, trust more, and release sooner. I have more for you than the life you are trying to control. My child, full surrender opens a higher life with me. Do not fear giving me everything. What you place in my hands, I will lift up. I will bless it and use it for my glory and for your eternal good. I did not create you to live in guessing, doubts, or confusion about your path. I am not a distant God you meet only on special days. I am the God who walks with you every day, every hour, in every moment. I speak to you more than you realize, and I long for you to recognize my voice. I am with you not occasionally, but always. Walking daily with my spirit is not an experience for only a few special people. It is the normal life of anyone who lives with spiritual awareness. My spirit is not unfamiliar or far away. He does not come only during gatherings or moments of crisis. He is with you in the most ordinary moments of your life. When you drive, work, cook, think, or rest, I am there. I am with you when you decide, when you wait, and when you face challenges. I desire fellowship with you as a living and continuous relationship. I want to talk with you, listen to you, and be close to you every day. Speak to me, listen to me, and invite me into your life. Many fail because they limit me to a few isolated moments. They seek me in desperation, but forget me when things are stable. They listen when confused, but ignore me when their hearts are calm. But my spirit desires a relationship that is constant and uninterrupted. He wants you to carry my presence into every situation. Do not run to me only after everything has fallen apart. Walk with me from the beginning in everything you do. Do not come to me occasionally, but walk with me continually. Do not wait for trouble before you seek me. Invite me into every small part of your life. When you walk daily with my spirit, his voice becomes familiar. You begin to recognize when he guides, warns, or encourages you. You recognize when he convicts and when he comforts you. His whisper becomes clearer because your heart grows sensitive. His presence becomes more real because your heart is open. His guidance becomes natural because your spirit is trained. You learn my voice by staying close to me each day. Just as a child recognizes a parent's voice, your spirit will know my spirit. Many ask how to know whether it is me or their own thoughts. The answer becomes simple when you stay close to me. My voice always carries peace, clarity, purity, and truth. It does not carry pressure, panic, or haste. Personal thoughts often carry tension and uncertainty. The enemy carries lies, accusation, and condemnation. But my spirit carries life. My voice leads you to peace, not panic. My voice leads you to truth, not confusion. My voice leads you to obedience, not rebellion. My voice leads you to love, not bitterness. My voice leads you to hope, not despair. Walking with my spirit means inviting him into every decision. Not only the big ones, but also the small ones. How you respond, speak, and think all matter. How you manage emotions, time, and relationships needs guidance. Nothing in your life is too small for me. If it matters to you, it matters to me. I guide you not only in crisis, but in every moment. When you walk by my spirit, your life gains a holy rhythm. You move when he prompts and stop when he says stop. You speak when he speaks and remain silent when he restrains you. You act when he urges and wait when he warns you. Your life becomes steady and secure. You no longer live by emotions, but by guidance. My spirit orders each step you take. When you walk with me, your path becomes straight. Walking with my spirit also transforms your reactions. You no longer react in anger, fear, or pride. You learn to respond with gentleness, patience, and wisdom. What once made you explode no longer controls you. What once wounded you no longer shakes you. What once tempted you strongly begins to lose its grip. My spirit produces fruit in you day by day. Love, joy, peace, and patience begin to grow. Kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control become evident. This is not something you create by effort. It is what my spirit produces as you walk with him. Walking daily with my spirit teaches you to pause within. Before reacting, you pause to listen to me. Before deciding, you pause to sense peace. Before speaking, you pause to hear his whisper. Spiritual maturity grows through obedience in each moment, not through more information, but through deeper listening. Slow down within your heart to hear me. My whisper is always present for those who know how to pause. Walking with my spirit also changes how you see yourself. He reminds you of your identity as chosen, loved, and forgiven. He counters lies with truth. He replaces insecurity with confidence in me. He teaches you to stop defining yourself by the past. He teaches you to see yourself by my purpose. The more you walk with my spirit, the more you see yourself as I do. In the end, your life becomes a living testimony. Your peace becomes evidence. Your wisdom becomes evidence. Your steadiness becomes evidence. Your joy becomes evidence. Others will ask why your life looks different. And the answer is simple. You walk with me. Walk with me daily so others may see me through you. Let your life reveal my presence, my power, and my peace. Walking with my spirit is not complicated or mysterious. It is living with awareness, sensitivity, and trust. It is acknowledging me, listening to me, and following me all day long. I walk with you every day, and I desire to speak to you every hour. Live aware of me, and incline your heart to my voice. Let my spirit guide each step you take. When you walk with me, you will live in peace. You will live in victory, and you will live in the purpose I prepared for you. I did not call you to live under burdens, confusion, or repeated defeat. I called you to live in transformation that flows from my presence. Transformation does not come from trying harder or fixing yourself. It comes when you listen to my spirit and allow him to lead you. When you listen, I guide you. When you obey, I change you from within. When you surrender, I lift you higher. When you trust me, I shape your life according to my purpose. Sensitivity to my spirit is not merely a spiritual practice. It is the doorway into an entirely new life. You move from surviving to living in blessing. You step from confusion into clarity, from fear into faith. You move from weariness into peace, from bondage into freedom. My spirit does not merely improve your life. He transforms it from the inside out. He touches your thoughts, emotions, desires, and responses. He renews habits, identity, relationships, and purpose. Nothing remains the same when you allow my spirit to lead. I do not change you by force, but by my presence. When you stay near my spirit, you become what you could not become on your own. Transformation begins in your heart. My spirit softens what has grown hard and heals what has been broken. He restores what was lost and renews what was damaged. He uproots lies that shaped you for years. He plants truth that brings freedom. He removes shame and clothes you with a new identity. He lifts heavy burdens and replaces them with deep peace. My spirit heals the places no one else sees. He restores what you have tried to hide. He rebuilds what you believed could never be whole again. Transformation also reaches the way you think. My spirit renews your mind to see as I see. You no longer view yourself through fear or old wounds. You see yourself, others, and circumstances through truth. Negative patterns are broken and replaced with godly ones. Cycles of anxiety, insecurity, and bitterness lose their power. I give you thoughts filled with hope, wisdom, and stability. The greatest battlefield of your life is your mind. And my spirit renews your mind so you can walk in victory. Transformation also changes how you respond. You no longer react from wounds, but from healing. You no longer answer with emotion, but with wisdom. My spirit produces fruit within you. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and self-control grow. These fruits appear in your words, choices, and behavior. I make you steady where you were once weak. I make you gentle where you were once quick to anger. I make you patient where you were once discouraged. I make you peaceful where you were once anxious. Transformation also touches your purpose. When you listen to my spirit, he reveals who you are in me. He shows you why you were created. He opens paths, opportunities, and divine appointments. Ordinary moments become sacred assignments. The more sensitive you are to my spirit, the clearer your path becomes. I did not create you without meaning or intention. My spirit leads you directly into that purpose. A transformed life is also a protected life. When you listen to my spirit, he warns you before danger. He keeps you from harmful relationships and misleading opportunities. He guards you from decisions that would wound you. He directs your steps with wisdom. If you follow my spirit, I will spare you unnecessary battles. Transformation does not happen in a single day. It is a daily journey of listening and obedience. Some chains fall immediately, others fall gradually. Some wounds heal quickly, others heal layer by layer. But my Spirit never stops working. I began this good work within you, and I will bring it to completion. Stay close to my Spirit, and you will see it unfold. A transformed life becomes a living testimony. Others will see the change without you trying to prove it. Your peace will stand out. Your joy will spread. Your wisdom will be evident. Your stability will be admired. Your confidence will be rooted in me. Your life will speak of me. Your life will reflect my presence. Sensitivity to my Spirit is not perfection. It is connection. It is not striving, but surrender. It is not relying on your strength, but on Him. When you incline your heart to my Spirit, you become who I created you to be. If you listen to my Spirit, I will transform your entire life. Nothing will remain broken, wasted, or without purpose. My Spirit makes all things new within you.